Hello, it's Lisa with a love note for February 11th, 2021. First of all, I need to wish a great, big, huge, fat, happy birthday to my mama, Charlotte Jean Francis Wade. You are 71 years old today. You are a smoking hottie and a barrel of fun, and nobody makes me laugh like you do. And I am so grateful that you are you, that you said yes to being my mom, and that we get to do this life together because you are an amazing example of what unconditional love on this planet looks and feels like. And I am so incredibly grateful for you, for all of who you are, and for your incredible love and support throughout the years, and your encouragement for me to be exactly who I am too. So, to everyone who wished my mom a happy birthday, seeing all that birthday love from my mama on my page just warmed my heart and made me so happy. So, you may have brought some tears to my eyes. I will just say thank you for that. But, mama, it's your birthday, and I love you, and I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for everyone who said happy birthday to my mama too. So, thanks. And, mom, I'm sorry we weren't together on this icy birthday. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. I was in a Zoom call talking about sex instead. So sorry you missed that one, Mom. Um, the the guides came in today and with a little bit of a personal message, and some of you I think might need to hear this as well. They basically said, look, just jump, just jump. You are never going to feel completely and totally prepared and ready. You are never going to feel like you've learned everything there is to know, that you've done all the research there is to do, that you are completely ready. You are never going to feel that way. So just jump, because the clarity comes through action. The confidence comes through action. The sense of direction comes through action. This is a hard message for me to hear because I'm the gal who likes plan. And then even once the plan is there, I like to know for certain that it's going to work. And even then, I might be a little hesitant to take action. And they remind me that that leaves no room for faith. That our willingness to just jump, even when we don't see the entire staircase, to take the next right step, even if we don't know what comes next, to just continue taking the next right aligned step. That step that feels most aligned with our soul, that step that feels most aligned with what feels good, that step that feels most like us, like freedom, like pleasure, like whatever it is we're seeking. Take that next right step. And if it's aligned with our soul, that's when we jump, our wings have a chance to unfurl and do what they were always intended to do. They reminded me, planted the little seed in my head of a spiritual retreat I went on down in Tulum, Mexico. And we were we were visiting cenotes, which were the, like underwater pools, like in caves underwater, and jumping. People were jumping off like these high dive type platforms into these underwater cenote pools or underground cenote waters. Now, here's the crazy thing about this. I am claustrophobic. So being underground in the first place is a little angst inducing for me. I'm a crappy swimmer. So jumping into a dark pool of water that's natural and I don't know what's under there is a little angst inducing for me. And I'm afraid of heights. So this is like the perfect storm of my nightmare right here. But by golly, I was going to do it because there were people that were encouraging. I was going to do it to show myself that I could. But what's interesting, and you may have done this as a kid, like on a high dive at the pool, you get up there, you're on the edge, and you hesitate, and you hesitate, and you hesitate. And the more you hesitate, the more nervous you get, and the more your stomach starts churning, and the more you feel like you're going to puke, and the more you just kind of want to pass out or just run away or whatever the case may be. But it's like the longer you stall, standing on the edge, waiting to jump, the longer you hesitate, the harder it gets and more the what ifs like build in your brain. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing in my life for like years. And the guides are like, just jump already. Just jump. So I did that in the cenote. I walk up the platform. I totally freak myself out. And then I finally jump. And it was actually fun. They kept saying, go in like a pencil. There's nothing pencil about the way I went in. It didn't necessarily feel good, but it was fun. And I did it. And I was kind of proud of myself afterwards. And I was glad that I could say that I did it. Nothing bad happened. I was safe. All was well. I freaked myself out ahead of time, unnecessarily. That was all stuff going on in my own head. But how often do we do that about life? About some major choice we need to make, some major decision, some big opportunity that we like drag our feet before we act on. How often do we do that in our own life? Where if we were to just jump and have faith and trust that if it is an aligned action, and we know in our soul and in our body that it is, that good things are going to happen, just take the aligned action. Shorten the distance between thought and doing, erase all that anxiety in the middle and just do. How much more quickly can we get on a path that feels good and that is aligned? Tonight I just got off, literally just got off a conference call around, I was teaching about sexual energy alchemy, and on this call, there's this incredible group of women, of whom I knew one incredible group of women having this deep conversation about harnessing their own innate sensual sexual energy for their own personal empowerment, living a more turned on, juiced up life. And I loved everything about that experience. That's what I've been hesitating on. That's what I've been standing at the edge going, oh God, but what if? And I jumped. And it was fun. And I think they actually got something out of it too. And I can't wait to do it again. But why do we drag our heels and resist that which we know will help us get to the next level of why we're on this planet? Why do we do that? Fear of not knowing what's next. But part of it is leaning into the faith that when we're actually acting in a way that's aligned with our soul, in a way that's guided by our divine connection, whether it's our own spirit guides, our own soul, our version of the creator, whatever, when we lean into that, surrender into that, and actually act on that, life just starts getting more beautiful and richer and more juicy. And it's easier to feel kind of turned on by all aspects of your life instead of just one or none at all. So I'm glad to finally have jumped. I'm glad. It feels like my guides have been like these little, like the mama birds pushing the little baby bird out of the nest. Go, make your wings work. We're rooting for you. It feels like that's what this last 6 months have been. It's kind of my guides waiting for the little birdie to take flight. Sometimes you just got to jump. And it can actually feel pretty good in the process. So remember always, you are loved. And one thing that they did say is regardless, win, lose, or draw, fail, succeed, fail to try, whatever, the outcome doesn't matter to the guides. That to the divine, we are loved no matter what, completely unconditionally, without judgment, always, regardless of what we do or the outcomes of what we do in terms of taking action and choosing to jump. They said, but just remember that when you do take the action, taking action that is aligned, you're going to enjoy your life more. And that's what they're rooting for, is that during our time in this human meat suit on this planet, that we can actually do things that help our soul grow, that are in alignment with our soul's purpose and mission, and that we can have some fun and be of service and enjoy doing it in the process. That gets them excited too. They're up there rooting us and cheering us on, hoping that we'll have the courage to do it, loving us even if we don't, loving us if we fall out of the nest flat on our face, urging us to get back up and try again. But the love from the divine, the support, the acceptance, the non-judgment, the love from the divine is there for us always. They're just hoping that we have the courage to have that same kind of love for ourselves, and that same kind of love for ourselves that will inspire us to actually take the big leaps that allow us to do our soul's work in the world. Because that's when we get to spread the most love, and that's when we get to make the biggest difference on this planet. So remember, always and in all ways, you are loved enormously, and they simply encourage you to go pay that love forward. Happy birthday, Mama! Y'all have a good night. See ya.